Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Wildflower Mama Witch, and today I am so very excited to bring to you messages of what you need to focus on as winter is coming to an end. This video is especially exciting today because it is a collaboration video with the lovely Celtic Fairy Tarot. She is one of my favorite tarot readers on YouTube. Her vibes are just so comfy and cozy, and I just feel very loved, very supported, and it's kind of like a warm hug listening to her videos, which I think is perfect for this specific reading today. And I would love it if you would go check out her channel. If you're coming from my channel and you go over to hers, I would love it if you would leave a sparkle emoji to let her know that you're there from my channel. And if you're here from her channel, thank you so much for checking me out. And I would love it if you would do the same. Drop a little sparkle emoji or something, letting me know that you are here from Celtic Fairy Tarot. So thank you so much for working with me today on this video, Celtic Fairy Tarot. I'll have her linked down below, and I am so excited to see what messages I get for you guys today and what messages she gets for you today. Winter is more than halfway through now. In my specific area, I am seeing lots of things starting to sprout out of the ground, animals coming back to life and hanging around the bird feeders, and squirrels like hanging out on my porch. We're starting to have lots of sunny days. We're getting some warm days. I'm in Texas, so it might be a little different of a winter for me, but hopefully it is starting to get a little bit warmer and a little bit brighter for you as well. I am very comfy and cozy today, so this message is for everybody, and it's not channeled from spirit, it's just directly from me. As winter comes to an end, it's so important to be grateful for the cold, for the winter, for the rest, for the reset, to really sink back into that comfy, cozy energy. I've got my sweater on, I've got socks on, I've got some nice warm tea in my Santa Barbara mug, but it just reminds me of like a snowy, wintry day, and my tea is winter wake up tea from Trader Joe's with a splash of cashew almond milk. So long story short here, just really get comfortable, get cozy, and sit with yourself and relax and rest, because soon enough it will be spring. It'll be time to get back to really big creative projects, to put yourself out there again, to, start your garden, start working in your garden, start working outside more, all of that good stuff. So really be grateful for, winter, the winter months, what winter allows you to do and reflect on, and be grateful, because yes, right now you might be so cold and just waiting for it to warm up again. But again, soon enough it's going to be warm, and then even soon enough again it will be summer, and it will be so hot, and you will be counting down the months and days until it's winter time again. All right, so if you are new to pick a cards, this is your first time, you can choose piles based off of the number of the pile, just the vibe of the pile. I've got charms here for pile number 1. I have this cute little snowman. Pile number 2, I've got this snowflake. Pile number 3, this little cozy moon. It kind of looks like Santa, but I just felt like it was a wintry looking moon, like a nice cozy moon in a little pajama hat. So you can, like I said, pick based off of the number, the timestamp down below, the charm, whatever you feel today. You can pick 1 pile, 2 piles, all 3 piles, no piles if you don't want to pick a pile. whatever you want to do. You cannot pick a wrong pile. There will be messages in whatever piles or pile that you pick. So just do whatever you feel called to do today. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into your readings.
Alrighty, pile number 1. If you chose the little snowman charm, then this is your reading. Put him up there. Make sure that's focused. My cat, my new little kitten, her name is Luna. She is on the prowl right now. This is my first time doing a reading while having her in the house. So don't mind her if she comes to play a bit. Here she comes. I will do my best to try to keep her up and over. To try to keep her in my lap if she comes over. She's just, assessing the vibes. She is helping channel for you and send you positive, uplifting, encouraging messages at this time. Maybe this could be a message to, like I was saying in the intro, to really focus on cuddling up in your house with your animals if you have any, with your kiddos if you've got some, or just with yourself with a stuffed animal or a fuzzy fluffy blanket, something like that. So I'll go ahead and get started, but since she was already getting ready to get on there, I just wanted to say that she is here and don't mind her. So let's get started. I think first, actually, I have the tarot out, but I think first I'm going to pull a card from the Green Witch Oracle. I absolutely love this deck, and I think that it is a really nice way to kind of pinpoint, I've got cat hair flying everywhere now, to kind of pinpoint one specific word or one specific kind of concept, since we are talking about focus, what do we need to focus on? Oh, this one flipped right out. Oh, we actually got 2. And also, I just love the back of these cards. We have Continuance, Apple, number 26, and we've also got number 12, Affection, Sorrow. And I don't think I've ever pulled this card. And I think I pulled this card recently for a friend, but I've never pulled it myself. So I'm not super familiar with either of these cards, but that's fine because I will be reading a little bit from the book. So let's start with number 26, Continuance, Apple. It says, if a tree dies, plant another in its place. The future is assured, and hope is all around for whatever is going on at the moment. Now is a brilliant time to work on your vision for the future, on goals and reevaluating past decisions. Apples also align with the energy of love, and especially on bringing romantic bonds closer together. Look at the individual elements of the situations a little more closely and be sure that you stand strong in your unique qualities. Keep ideas to yourself at the moment. That's really interesting. I feel like that goes along really well with kind of the vibes of winter. And just really focusing, like it was saying, to kind of just take some time to reflect on the past. And also work on your visions for the future. So just kind of seeing what worked out, what didn't, whether that's in regards to a person, your job, finances, or relationships, whatever that situation that you're kind of thinking about, whatever comes to mind, or just life in general, the way that you're living your life, and what have you been living the life that you want to be living is a big question for me right now, and I feel like that's on kind of a lot of people's minds is where do you want to go, and have you been living the way that you want to? Have you been living in a way that is setting yourself up for the life that you want in the future? And so it's kind of just being present in the moment while reflecting and also while working on your future plans. So it's kind of it's very much this energy of you have the triple goddess symbol or the triple moon symbol where you've got maiden, mother, crone energy. It's just all. It's everything is connected and everything, your past led to the present and your present leads to the future. And when you're in the future, it will have to do with the things that you did in the past, and then that will become the present, and then it will become the past eventually too. So it's just very much a cycle of things. And so yeah, it says to look at things a lot more closely and be sure that you stand strong in your unique qualities and to keep ideas to yourself at this time. So I do think that that's very interesting. And I feel like I haven't read the affection card, but this also brought up that Apple aligns with the energy of love and especially romantic bonds. So I think maybe something at this time is going on romantically for you, possibly, if that's something that you're interested or something that you're calling into your life right now. It seems like this could possibly be a very fruitful time for you romantically. So let's see what Sorrow Affection number 12 says. It says, the love of gardening is a seed once sown that never dies. It says, new experiences are coming your way, which means you will feel prompted to find new ways of doing things. If you are seeking a solution, be more receptive to suggestions and openings. Ensure you are putting your true feelings into all that you are doing. A valuable proposition should come your way, but don't get too carried away. So, there's a couple things that came up to me while I was reading that, and I feel like some of you may be getting engaged with the Apple card and the Affection Sorrow card, with just the messages of a valuable proposition, and then this card talked about love, the energy of love and romantic relationships. I feel like for some of you that could be an engagement or maybe just a step in a further direction in your relationship, whatever that might look like for you, just taking one step further, a new level of commitment kind of a thing. And with it saying to be more receptive to suggestions and openings, while I also said in the other card for you to keep your ideas to yourself, right now I feel like right now is just a good time to kind of take things in, to maybe take in other people's ideas or other people's like way of doing things and just kind of like observe at this time. Because you are, like it was talking about new experiences and new opportunities, and I just feel like right now is a time that you're kind of like building up to something. So just take in like information, take in people's ideas, people's suggestions, and that doesn't mean that you have to like act on people's suggestions or advice, but I do think it's a good time just to kind of like hear what people have to say, especially like this is the main thing with this is don't just like take advice from, you know, your Uncle Jerry who knows nothing about what you are trying to do or accomplish or get through. He might have some great advice about something else. This is just like such a random example, but take advice and look to people who are living the life that you want to live. People who are successful in whatever it is that you are trying to do or trying to accomplish. For example, if you want to be a tarot card reader, look to successful... so for some of you, I definitely feel like that could be it. And I resonate with this as well. This is something that I learned from Chloe Taylor, who is one of my other favorite tarot card readers. If you want to be successful in something, look to somebody who is successful. That doesn't mean to... I'm just saying this mirror. That doesn't mean to mirror them. It doesn't mean to look at everything that they're doing and copy that, or to like, you know, do what they're doing to a T using the same like things that they're using. But it means take advice and take inspiration from people who are successful in what you want to do. If you want to, you know, own a small business, you're not going to take advice from somebody who works at a 9-to-5 corporate job and they've never run a small business. So I definitely feel like that's something that somebody needs to hear right now is maybe you are taking advice from like well-meaning family members or friends, but honestly they really are not the people that you should be taking advice from. They're not people that you should be listening to about whatever it is that you specifically right now are trying so desperately to take a step forward in. Maybe, you know, stop taking relationship advice from your friend who has not had the best luck in relationships. Yep, Kitty says yep. Or a family member who like doesn't believe in what you do or isn't proud of what it is that you do. If it's something kind of more on the like maybe spiritual side or magical side, something, you know, like tarot cards or energy healing or something like that. I just feel like there's people in your life who are giving you advice based off of their kind of like stuck in the matrix, capitalism, 9-to-5 corporate ladder climbing. And if that is what you enjoy and if that's what makes you happy, I'm not trying to shame anybody for that, but you are not trying to live that life. You are trying to live a much more like magical life, a life that's in continuance, it's in flow, it's, you know, I keep looking at the moons. Like, I just feel like very magical, very creative vibes. We've got a cat here. So I just feel like, I don't know, like, you just want more than the advice that they're giving you. So their advice, whatever advice that you're receiving right now, it's not helpful. And what you need to focus on is really putting more time into looking to people who are going to inspire you in the area that you are looking for inspiration. If you want to, you know, buy a van and you want to travel across the country, don't listen to the family member who is telling you, oh, it's not safe, and how are you going to, you know, afford that, and how are you going to do this or that, and, like, stop listening to these people. Listen to podcasts from van lifers. Watch YouTube videos of people who are solo travelers, like, just them and their dog, or, you know, a couple, or if you have a kid, look at van lifers with kids. Like, I'm going to leave it there and get some tarot cards to kind of continue, but I really just think that the focus right now needs to be on, like, to wrap all of that up, looking for inspiration and looking for advice from people who are doing what you want to do. So let's go ahead and see what the Mystic Fae Tarot has to say. We've got the Devil. I love that card, and it just looks so nice with the apple card. Okay, we've also got the Nine of Swords. Put these together. Luna thinks now is a great time to groom herself right next to me. Thank you, Luna. Okay, we've also got the Priestess. I love to see it. I love to see it. So you guys are definitely magical. Magical vibes for sure. And Knight of Cups. Anything else for pile number 1 that they need to be focusing on? Nope, that's it. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, and this is what is first coming up for me, the Knight of Cups and seeing this mirror here, I really feel like you need to be more focused on yourself. I think that maybe you might be someone, again, with like, you have this big dream or this big project or this big idea or this new job that you're really wanting. You're calling it in, you're manifesting it, you've been dreaming about it for so long, but you're thinking too much about what other people will think and what other people will want for you. But you need to be thinking about what you want for you, not what your family is going to think, not what your friends are going to think. You need to be thinking about you and what it is that you want. And I just, so much reflection. Like, this card, the Knight of Cups is sitting kind of like above water, but in a lot of other Knight of Cups cards, the Knight is looking at their own reflection in a cup or in water. And I feel like it's really an important time to do, like the continuance card was saying, to reflect on what it is that you want, what has worked out for you, what hasn't worked out for you, why, for both ways, and where do you want to go, where do you really want to go. And even with the High Priestess, or the Priestess in this case, she has a little crystal ball, or it could be a little ball of like a water orb, but either way, she is like, she's meditating, she's thinking, and you know, you can be a she, he, they, no gender, you know, no binary you know what I'm saying? Whatever you identify as, that's cool with me. But in this case, she's female presenting, so I'm just going to use she, her pronouns for this case. But the high priestess, she is reflecting, she's meditating, she's giving herself the time of day. I feel like with the devil card, with the 9 of swords, I feel like there's, like I was saying, there's just a lot of like anxiety. Somebody is really putting doubts in your mind about yourself and about what it is that you're wanting to do or accomplish. Like, you have these big dreams, and somebody in your life has been giving you some shit advice, honestly. They've been really talking you down and been making you feel stuck and making you feel like you don't deserve to have your dreams come true. Like, you don't deserve to be living the life that you want to live. And with the devil card here, that's just making me feel like you're kind of putting yourself into that situation because of your own fears and your own doubts. You're allowing other people in your life to continue to give you more doubts and more reasons why you shouldn't do what it is that you want to do, why you shouldn't live the life that you want to live. You're allowing other people to continue to put more doubts in your mind, more fears in your mind. You're listening to that devil on your shoulder. You're allowing yourself to get for this, thorny vine to just wrap further and further around you and hold you back from your dreams, hold you back from flying. But you need to give yourself the time of day. You need to reflect, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself all the things that you love about yourself, whether that's physical things or, just who you are as a person. Kitty's coming into my lap, and it's like, give yourself a hug, like I was saying, cuddle up with a nice fluffy blanket and just sit in bed and journal, or just talk out loud and speak what it is that you want into existence. Meditate, like I was saying. It's just really a time that you need to get to know yourself better and really dive deep into what it is that you're wanting for yourself and for your future. Because with the priestess card, you are, and I love that you have the priestess card with the triple goddess moon symbol up there, because again, you are just so magical. You have so much power within you, but you're allowing your own self-doubt and your own self-hatred, that. I didn't even want to say that, but that's just the word that was coming out. That is something that is an addictive thing, self-hatred or self-sabotage. I feel like you've just been really doubting yourself more than anybody else. You have been doubting you, but also, again, you're listening to other people, and that doesn't help. But you're letting them feed your doubts. So stop doing that. Give yourself more alone time. Give yourself more play time with yourself. If you know what I'm saying, maybe in that way, if that's what you want to do. But just, like I said, get to know yourself better. Spend more time with yourself and really, really, really reflect on where these doubts come from. And stop listening to the people who are feeding those doubts. Alright? I feel like I just, was telling you what's up. I don't know who needed to hear that, but you needed to hear that. Alright? So, I have for you today some charms as well from my charm basket bowl. Pile number 1. Any further signs, symbolism, messages? Ooh, what just fell out of there? The letter P just fell into my lap. Ooh, we got quite a few. Sorry if it got a little shaky. So P, got S, we've got B, and N. So those could be initials of some kind in any different order. They could be the first letter of a word that just pops up in your mind. I just don't know why, but I'm seeing PB and thought of peanut butter. Or PB, Pacific Beach, which is a beach town where I'm from in San Diego. We also got this citrine crystal, which is funny because I just put this in there a few days ago. It was on my desk, and I thought, this would be the perfect size to go in my charm collection. And the citrine crystal, to me, it is my birth month crystal. And it's really good for energizing. It's really good for confidence, for your solar plexus chakra. And I feel like that just goes really nicely with everything that we were talking about. It's also really good for business. If you are someone who's starting a small business or a creative project, this would be something that would be a really good crystal to have. And what I'm seeing with this, I know I mentioned meditation several times. Maybe you need to sit with a crystal. Even if it's just a small little crystal like this, or if it's a big one, just sit with a crystal. And you can find guided meditations with crystals on YouTube. There's so many. One of my favorites, I will link her down below. I think, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name right now, of course, but it's something crystal Reiki healing, Reiki crystal healing, something like that. But I'll have it linked down below. That's specifically the citrine one, because I feel like that could be a really healing and a really uplifting crystal for you at this time. Also got down here the 7 of Swords, got the 5 of Cups, and the Page of Wands. So with the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, again, I just feel like you're really listening to some very hurtful words, and I feel like you've had maybe some sort of loss recently, and I'm hearing that it could have been a financial loss, or maybe you lost your job, or you just you lost maybe even hope for some of you. I feel like you've just lost. You feel like you've lost. I'm lost. I keep saying that over and over. But you're just going through this season or this time where you just feel very defeated and very somebody's holding you down, or the universe is holding you down or holding you back, and you just really want to be free. You want to be this bird here, just flying free, but something has just been really holding you back. And I do feel like you've suffered a lot of hurt because of what other people have said about you or about your capabilities or about what they think that you should be doing with your life. Like, really, like, somebody is not very nice. Somebody is not good for you. I'm not saying, like, they're a bad person, but their harmful, hurtful words have been detrimental to, like, honestly, like, just everything for you, like your confidence and your sense of security and safety. And, you know, I'm not a licensed healthcare professional. I'm not a therapist or anything, so if that's what you need, please seek that. But I just feel like this person is not very good for your mental health at this time because they are just discouraging you, they're scaring you, they're making you feel like you are unworthy and like you're not good enough. And this person, honestly, can GTFO. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, again, like with the witch, and she's like brewing up a potion, and she's got this spider web, and I just feel like right now, you really need to focus on fueling your fire. That just popped up into my mind. Like, you know, cooking yourself a comforting meal, being present with yourself, and working your magic, because you are so magical. Oh my gosh, you got the unicorn charm as well. Like, again, you're so magical, you're so special, you have so many amazing talents and gifts, and like things to say, and things to share. Kitty's jumping all over the place right now. You're a star, you got the star, and she's hitting things over here. Can you just relax over there, kitty? Sorry. You're a star. Like, there's so much in you. Like, you are meant to share so much. You're meant to share your struggles. You're meant to share your successes. You're meant to put yourself out there. You're meant to be heard. And you're meant to feel good. Like, that's a big message that somebody needs to hear. You are meant to feel affection. You are meant to feel love, not only from yourself, but from the people around you. So if people around you, if there's someone around you specifically who is not making you feel loved, not making you feel accepted and appreciated, then it's time to remove them from your life or remove yourself from their general area and not allow that anymore, because you did not only get one mask, but you got two masks. I forgot that this little mask was even in there, but you got two masks. You've been so closed off. You've been so hidden from others and from yourself. Like, we talked about the mirror and about reflection. It's like, you've not, with the two masks, I'm just thinking, like, you have not only been closed off to other people, but you've been closed off to yourself. It's like when you're looking in a mirror, you even have a mask on. Like, you're not even letting yourself see your true self. You're not letting yourself dream, and you're not letting yourself feel good and see all the beautiful things that you are, all the beautiful things that you have within you. And that's just a damn shame, because you are so special, so unique, so beautiful, so bright. And I feel like with the octopus, that always just makes me think of like having kind of your tentacles spread all over. Like, you've got a lot going on right now. You've got a lot that you're trying to juggle, and I think that is something that has been contributing to like the stress and the anxiety of like, can I do this? And you know, would I be good at this? And you're thinking like, how will I balance all of these things? How could I possibly do all these things if right now, you know, X, Y, Z, A, B, C is hard? How can I add something else on top of that? Or how can I, you know, begin to live my dream if I'm so focused on, there's like a family of birds that I've never really seen outside of my window before. They are kind of a little bit bigger, and they've got kind of orangish stomachs, but there's like 4 of them. And they're like trying to find some food in the grass under the leaves and things. I want to look up what kind of bird that is. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. There were not just 4. I just looked further out my window, and I am not kidding you. There are probably at least 20. And I've definitely seen this kind of bird before, but only one at a time. But like, they're all over my entire front, like, yard area. Like, literally looks like the grass is crawling with them. Okay, that is, oh, here comes my cat jumping up. Okay, I can't figure out what it is right now, but after this reading, I am going to look it up, and then I will come back in and talk about it, because I definitely feel like this type of bird has a message for you, because there's just no way that there are this many birds right outside my window right now for no reason, because this has never happened. This is crazy to me. My cat is trying to like get out the window so she can go get these cats. But anyway, so I'll come back to the bird thing. And then last but not least, with the charms, you've got this rubber band, and that usually makes me think of being kind of like flexible and being adaptable, and I feel like that works well with the continuance card. It's kind of like, you know, you're a circle, like it's all gonna come back around, it's all part of, the past, the present, the future. It's all really the same thing. It just keeps on turning into the future, the past, the present. It's all just going around, and you've got to be adaptable, you've got to be flexible, you have to reflect on what was working, what wasn't working, all of that. Okay, now all the birds are just gone. So definitely feel like that was something coming in for you. So let me stop this right now and go see what that was about.
Okay, so I'm literally gonna cry, oh my gosh. So I looked it up, and it seems to be the American robin, and I am looking at what the robin's spiritual meaning is, and it says that it is a cheerful little bird that has been associated for a long time with springtime and new beginnings. And I just feel like that is so beautiful and such a nice way to end your reading. It also says that it is regarded as a symbol of rebirth and transformation. So I just feel, again, like that is just so beautiful for this reading and for what you need to focus on as winter comes to an end. That also means that, springtime is going to begin shortly. And I just feel like that's so beautiful. Like, your springtime is about to begin for you. You've really been in this period of, like, a deep, dark winter where you've been worried a lot, you've been stressed a lot, but you're really about to bloom and you're about to, realize your magic again. So, go outside with your crystals, go outside and sit by some water and really just, like, reflect and really get to know yourself and be your own best friend again and stop worrying about the haters, whether that's family, friends, or haters online. Like, whoever the haters are, just stop worrying about them. Even if they mean well, they can still be a hater, And I just feel like, wow, like you're so special and you're so magical and you're so beautiful, and I feel like animals might come to you, like this whole time I've been talking about how this cat is there, and I just feel like maybe you've got a really special connection with animals and birds maybe specifically, so really lean into that magic and really remember again, like, oh, and there's this bird here. I was talking so much about how you just want to be a bird and you want to fly, and I really feel like this is your transformation moment. Like, what you need to focus on as winter is coming to an end is leaving all of this shit in the past, leaving people's negativity in the past, leaving your self-doubt, leaving their opinions of what you should be doing with your life, leaving that shit. I keep saying that because some of you just need to hear that, but I'm sorry if that kind of language, but I'm really not because this is my channel. But seriously, like, as winter comes to an end, let it come to an end. Realize that, these people and this way of thinking has not been working out for you. It has not been good for you, and it is your time to bloom. It is your time to blossom and shine. It's your time to be the star. It's your time to be a unicorn. It's your time to be the priestess. It's time to call in your magic. It's time to take your magic back from whoever's been taking it away from you, whoever's been taking away your power. All right? So thank you so much, pile number one. This was a very, very exciting first pile. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you like this video, please like it. If you found some messages that really resonated with you, I would love to hear about them in the comments. I love hearing feedback on my readings. If you would like to see more readings from me in the future or other kind of videos coming up soon, please subscribe. Maybe share with a friend who you think could use some uplifting, some encouraging at this time. It is never expected, of course, but always appreciated. With so much love and gratitude, I've got my Venmo and my Cash App down below if you would like to tip me for my services. Oh my gosh, all the birds, I see them. They're in the trees. They're all flying around. They're not in my yard anymore, like on the ground, but they're all kind of like flying back and forth amongst the trees outside my window. So, anyway, sorry about that. I just had to add that in one last time that this is your transformation moment. This is your time to bloom. Okay. Goodbye, pile number one. Thank you so much again. I hope to read for you again soon.
Alrighty, pile number 2. If you chose the lovely little snowflake charm, this is your reading for what you should be focused on as winter comes to an end. I said this for pile number 1. I forgot to say it in the intro, but I recently got a new kitty cat. Her name is Luna, and this is my first time doing a reading with her in the house. And the way my house is set up, I can't really like put her anywhere because I don't really want to, but also she'll just cry and cry if she's not able to be in the same room as me. Like, if I shut the door, she's in the other room right now, but if I shut the door, she'll be so sad. So I just wanted to let y'all know that if you hear some funky noises going on, or if she comes and joins us up here, that's Luna. She's new. Welcome her to our channel. She's now part of the family. All right, but let's go ahead and get started with your reading. I have the tarot cards up here, but I'm actually going to start with the Green Witch Oracle. And I absolutely love this deck. The back of the cards are just so beautiful, so cute, so witchy, such a vibe. So pile number 2, what do we need to focus on? Pile number 2, what do you need to focus on as winter comes to an end? I love these cards because they just give like such a specific word or like energy or vibe to focus on. It kind of just really pinpoints something down, so I thought these would be perfect for today, and they're really making me work. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for you, I have affection, number 18. No, I'm sorry. You have stimulation, number 18, chili. And it's funny because pile number 1 also got affection, number 12. So both of these cards came out, and for both piles I was only trying to get one card, but of course Spirit was like, no, they need to focus on a couple different things, not just one. So when I was putting out stimulation, I was thinking affection. Ooh, this is a little spicy, pile number 2. Ooh, I don't know. For some of you, I'm getting some vibes, if you know what I mean. Stimulation and affection. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and, I'm like blushing right now, pile number 2. I feel like, let me just read what it says before I start getting into what I'm picking up. You got number 12, affection, sorrel. The love of gardening is a seed once sown that never dies. New experiences are coming your way, which means that you will feel prompted to find new ways of doing things. If you are seeking a solution, be more receptive to suggestions and openings. Ensure you are putting your true feelings into all that you are doing. A valuable proposition should come your way, but don't get too carried away. Okay, stop. In the name of the law. Stop right there. Okay, I am picking up on something big right now, and one of you lovelies, or more of you, but definitely someone out there, your ex is on your mind. They could themselves actually be trying to get back into your lives, but I think they've been on your mind, which would make sense because we have a new moon. I think the new moon will have just happened when this video goes live, but we've also just entered Pisces season, so makes a lot of sense, you know, that they might be like in your dreams, they might be on your mind, you know, the past and whatnot. And don't get carried away is what I'm trying to say. Don't get carried away if an ex comes up into your life again and is trying to get you back, if they are not somebody who should be let back into your life. Okay, that was just a very specific message, and if you know that that was for you, then, like, you know, it says in here to be more receptive to suggestions and openings, so please be receptive to that if that is for you. But that was just a very specific thing that I just had to say. Okay, let's talk about chili. Let's talk about stimulation. Garden as though you will live forever. So those are two very interesting little quotes it had. So it said, the love of gardening is a seed sown that never dies. And then this one says, garden as though you will live forever. So very much this, like, never die, live forever energy. And then it says, fresh ideas and situations are presented, and there are moments that you can see your ideas take center stage. You will need to take full responsibility and step up to the challenge in order to gain positive outcome or success. Chili asks you to work on your passions in life and make sure they are truly yours, that you are not simply what you think others want to hear. That right there is beautiful. I feel like there is going to be an opportunity coming up for you where it's really important that you are speaking your mind. I have winter kind of music going on in the background, and it has like some nice scenery vibes, and I just looked over and there was a beautiful red cardinal, and I think that is so lovely with the red of the chili. But you definitely have an angel. You have a loved one who just came by to say, hey, I'm here, I love you so much, and pay attention, okay? Because they're here, they're helping right now. They want you to know that they're here right now. They could have been an Aries. I just looked at the magical correspondence in the book, and it says Aries, so they could have been an Aries. Okay, so yeah, very interesting. I feel like for some of you, there's just like maybe a lot of like passion. I feel like there's somebody, this is a message, definitely a loud message for someone. There's somebody in your life, and I feel like it's a romantic partner or a romantic, interest, a lover, if you will, who is very affectionate, very passionate, very much, they're very like dominant energy. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing the red cardinal again on the screen. Just have to say that. And it's kind of funny that like your spirit guide or like ancestor or a loved one who has passed away is like popping up repeatedly during this kind of like spicy talk, because I feel like, I don't know, they're kind of maybe wanting to say that they don't really think this person is the best for you. I'm sorry to say, but I feel like this person kind of suppresses you. They kind of suppress your opinions. They kind of make you feel small. They don't pair well with your spice. They kind of cool you down. Like, there's a lot of fire energy here with that Aries symbol on, there's an Aries symbol right here, and these are fire. Just a lot of like red, a lot of fire. I feel like you're a very fiery person. You're a very passionate person. You might even be an Aries or have like big Aries placements, but I feel like they kind of are like pouring water a little bit on your fire. And maybe this isn't a romantic situation. Maybe this is a friend, or maybe this is a family member or a coworker or something. But I feel like there is just really somebody who is like casting a shadow over your light. They're dulling your flame. Like, they don't want other people to see how bright you shine, because they want to be the star. They want to be the center of attention. And I feel like they kind of use their, like, they might be very good looking with this mirror here. They might be very charming, very, like I was saying, affectionate. They might stimulate you in some ways, but I just don't, I'm feeling toxic energy. Like, I'm so sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but this is what needs to come up. But what you need to focus on, I know, is more affection for yourself, more stimulation yourself. You can stimulate yourself. You can show yourself affection. Take it from me. I'm a single Pringle, okay? You can be your own lover. You can be your own best friend. You can be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest support, your number one fan, okay? You can be that for yourself. And you also have the universe behind you. You've got your guides behind you. You've got your ancestors. You've got a support team. You've got a spirit team. And you have yourself as well, your highest self on your team. And you really just need to let this person go, because I think that they really only provide you with a very specific set of skills, if you know what I mean. If it's a romantic or like a, spicy kind of relationship or situation. If it's a more of like a friendship, or if it's like a family member coworker situation, I feel like they're just really like a charmer. They're really like honestly, like kind of maybe manipulative-ish in a way. I just feel like they're very used to like getting what they want out of others and especially out of you. But like right now is really the time where you've got to do what's best for you, boo-boo. Like it's time for you to be like, no, this is what I want. Like I don't need you to make me feel good because I make myself feel good. Period. Okay, I'm getting spicy myself with this reading. I'm gonna see what the Mystic Fae Tarot cards have to say now about this situation. Oh, we've got the Five of Swords. I'm gonna put these a little bit closer together so we can have lots of room here. The Five of Swords. Okay, what else? Ooh, okay. We've got Seven of Wands. We've got Three of Wands. Lots of wands. See, so much fire, so much passion. Yes, I love to see that. I definitely feel like you have some major fire placements. I'm feeling Aries. I'm feeling Sagittarius. Okay. Four of Swords. Wow, that is so... I love tarot. Do you guys love tarot? I love tarot. We've got swords on one side. We've got wands on the other. I feel like the person in question could also be, not also, but they could be an air sign. They could have major air sign placements. And I feel like, you know, they're just like I was saying, like they're like the wind that's blowing out the fire, you know, like they're just, oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So I was just kind of messing with the cards, not really trying to shuffle one out, but just like playing with them in my hand, and the Two of Swords also came out. So word. Lots of swords up in the building. So that's Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Two of Swords here. I just want to put that so you can see. Okay, anything else? Now I feel like it's a little uneven, but anything else for pile number 2 about what they should be focused on? No, okay, that's it. Okay, so I don't know. I'm sensing a lot of attitude with this Five of Swords. So like I'm feeling like an argument is occurring. I'm feeling like there's hurt feelings. I'm feeling like there is a disagreement happening. There is a disagreement occurring. And it's very interesting because I feel like in these swords cards, these two fairies look very similar to each other. And so I feel like this is kind of a message of like, when people are very similar, you know, you tend to kind of butt heads. Sometimes not. Sometimes you can really get along and have like a beautiful, wonderful relationship with someone really similar to you, but you know, sometimes not so much. And I'm feeling like, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting from like the Five of Swords versus the Two of Swords pictures, is like the Two of Swords, you know, they're here like they've got their wings up, they're both smiling, they're like holding this blue rose, and I just feel like you're definitely going back and forth with kind of like, what do I do here? Like, there's a decision that you are not making. And I feel like you just need to, you really need to take a step back. And the Four of Swords right here, like you can see both of the fairies are sleeping. Like they're taking a nap, they're taking a rest, they're taking a break. And I really feel like that would be something that would be really good for you at this time as winter comes to an end. As I was saying like in the intro, it's a great time to just kind of cuddle up and make sure you're getting rest, and making sure that you're recovering if you have been sick at all, or if you've been feeling kind of blah. It's just a really good time to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And something that just popped into my mind was maybe you need to like take care of yourself in a spicy kind of way, if you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of like, I'm insinuating a lot of things in this reading, and this is so fun and funny to me right now. I'm like a child, and I am just like blushing about these spicy things, but I'm gonna try to be an adult. Yeah, okay, so I feel like what you need to be focused on right now is, so like I was saying with this, these fairies looking like similar to each other, I feel like right now what you need to be focused on is nurturing yourself, making yourself feel good, pleasuring yourself. And I don't just mean physically, I mean in all of the ways. Like, be your own best friend, be your own biggest cheerleader, you know, cook yourself a nice meal, take yourself out on a date, take a nap, cuddle up with yourself, cuddle up with your animal, or cuddle up with your kiddo if they would like to do that. You know, just really like focus on you and nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself. And also, yeah, I really feel like it has been exhausting for you to always be like putting on this show for somebody else of like, you know, I don't know, like, it's like you feel like you have to be like this spicy little thing for somebody, or you feel like you have to be it all for somebody, or I just really feel like you need to be giving more affection and more pleasure to yourself. That is like the biggest thing that I am hearing right now. And again, like with the 7 of Wands, lots of fire. I feel like with the 7 of Wands, there, again, is like disagreement. There is something going on. There's like disagreement, there's miscommunication happening, and people are very fired up. People are feeling like their passions are not being, you know, respected, or their passions are not being looked at as well. I feel like the other person is kind of really like taking control, and like I think I said this already, but kind of dominating the situation. They're not really letting your ideas or your wants or your needs, they're not really letting that happen. They're not respecting it. And, you know, if this is about a romantic situation, like, friend, please stop. Please stop this. Like, you don't need this. You don't, like, this is what I was saying about, like, there's this decision that needs to be made, and this might not even be about, like, one person. It could maybe even not be something that is actually going on right now, but I feel like in the past, you have let people walk all over you. That's just like the biggest thing, is like you've let people walk all over you. You've let people put you down. You've let people kind of dull your flame and pour water onto your fire. You've let the wind like blow out the candle, kind of a thing. And this is really your sign that no more. Like, you can give yourself everything that you need. You do not need somebody else. You do not need a romantic partner. You don't even really need a friend all of the time, especially if they're not a good one, to give you what it is you think that you're needing from them. Like, the 3 of Wands is here because I think that it's encouragement to focus on the relationships that do bring you joy, that do, you know, stimulate your passions and your fire and that energy of like love and growth and, you know, creativity all together. But stop putting energy and time and focus into people who aren't giving it back to you. Put it into yourself first and foremost. And if you're going to turn to other people for community, for affection, for love, for, you know, just quality time with other people, with family, with friends, even if you decide to have a romantic partner, because this isn't me saying like, you know, only focus on yourself and never have a romantic kind of partner ever again. But what I'm saying is that if you are going to invite someone into your space in that way, make sure that they are of the same vibe as you, you know? Like, make sure that they are respectful and, like, they know what you want and they know how you want it. Like, oh my goodness. This is just very important. I feel like, yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that. I'm like, that was it. That's the tweet. That was the tweet. I feel like focusing on yourself first and foremost and nurturing yourself and realizing like, what is it that you want? What is it that makes you feel good? What is it that brings you joy? What are your passions? And how can you let other people know what those things are when it is time to share them with other people? And make sure that you are no longer letting people who aren't going to respect that into your life or your bed. I've got some charms for you today to just kind of see any more additional messages, symbolism, and whatnot for what to focus on as winter comes to an end. Okay, got the number 5, which, yes, 5. Like the 5 of Swords that we have over there. 5s represent like big change. Okay, so this little like engraved metal plate thing, it says live in the moment. So I love that for you. I'm gonna take a sip of water. We've got a sewing machine. Ooh, I feel like some of you may, like I was saying, like you're very creative, and I feel like some sort of like creative project might be coming up for you, might be something that you're wanting to work on. Maybe could literally be like sewing or like something like crocheting or knitting, fashion of some kind, maybe. I feel like with the bear charm, like you're being called to focus on like being a leader. Like what advice, like if you had a friend who came to you with these feelings, if you had a friend who came to you and was like, this is how this person makes me feel, and like I don't feel like I'm being heard, I don't feel like I'm being seen, what would you tell your friend if they were feeling the way that you've been feeling, if they were telling you what was going on, if they were telling you what's up? What would you tell them? Because you're really being called to like be a leader. And like, would you want other people to look at what it is that you are allowing into your life, into your energy, into your like area, like I mean like actually like your area, or you know, your area? Would you want other people to follow your lead? And that may be a tough pill to swallow for some of you. I'm sorry I had to be the one to say that. Okay, there's so many things going on here. Okay, oop, I just dropped it. You got the little mom. Oop, I dropped it again. Mom here. And I feel like for some of you, that is your mom coming to say hello, coming to say she's here for you. We had the red cardinal come up twice on the screen, and I feel like with mom here, like that could be, your mom could be the loved one who is here to say I love you to the moon and back. Could be, if not mom, maybe like a motherly figure in your life, maybe like a grandmother or great grandmother. I'm definitely picking up mom vibes for the loved one who is here for you. Got the letter O, could be an initial of other person, of mom, could be just like remind you of some word that starts with O. I'm thinking open. You've got the squirrel, and with that I always feel like squirrels like to store their acorns for winter, and I feel like you've been storing up. You've been kind of in this place of hibernation. You've been in this place of feeling like very cold and a little bit maybe in the dark. You've been not feeling your best. And I feel like it's really time for you to come out of your shell in this springtime, like as spring is coming. I feel like it's time to be more, like how this charm was saying, live in the moment. Like it's time to not focus on the past and really move forward with the future. And you've got this little like yellow diamond, and it reminds me of citrine. And if you were called at all to pile number 1, I highly recommend checking that out as well if you were drawn to it, because they had a different kind of citrine come out, and they also had the sorrel affection card come out as well. And there were just a little bit of similar vibes. We've got this makes me think of Taurus. So mom could have been a Taurus, or like grandma, mother figure, or this other person could be. You've got the desert rose, which I love for you, with all these messages of like being your own friend and being, it's the crystal to me of like self-confidence. And I feel like that's really what you need to be calling into at this time, is being confident in yourself and in your beauty and in your passions and what brings you joy, and just confident in even like the way that you look, the way that you talk, the way that you dress and act, everything. Just more confidence, and confidence in yourself that you're the shit. Confidence in yourself that you can make yourself feel good, that you can give yourself affection, you can give yourself stimulation. You are like that bitch. No matter what gender you identify with, you are 100% that bitch. And I mean that with love. You've got the 7 of Cups. You've got the 10 of Pentacles. The 9 of Swords. And the 7 of Pentacles. Did I say 10? Oh, interesting. You got 9, 9, and 7, 7. So very interesting with the squirrel. I do feel like with the 7 and the 9, like there's something coming up like financially for you. Like I feel like you're really kind of taking stock of, like I was saying, a lot of this was about like romantic kind of relationships. A lot of this was a little bit more geared towards that. But if that's not what resonates with you, and this is more like maybe a coworker who's kind of like shushing you or like keeping you down, holding you back, I feel like it's a good time to, like I was saying, reflect upon that and make a decision to get this person out of your life or out of your way and really step up, because you know you can only you can only take this for so long. And with the Nine of Swords, oh, yeah, no. Nine of Swords was in pile number 1. So again, if you were drawn to that, go to that. But Nine of Swords is like, you got so much swords. You're very much in your head right now. And Nine of Swords is like the anxiety, fear, doubts. And I just really feel like that is how you're feeling about yourself. You're very doubtful. You're very fearful of like being on your own. You're very fearful of what will come next if you stop allowing these kind of people or this person to treat you this way. But I feel like with the Seven of Cups here, sometimes people think that that card is like about distractions, but to me, especially in this situation, I'm feeling opportunities. Like there are going to be so many beautiful opportunities coming your way, and it's really important that you let your light shine. It's really important that you are confident and you know like that you are beautiful, you're amazing, and show off your passion, show off your fire, be like a full-fledged flame, just like burning. You're a bonfire. Like you are like a wildfire in a good way, in the best way. Like let your, like if you were a candle, like get lit, you know, like be who you are. Don't be afraid of shining bright. Don't be afraid of being confident and being seen and being loud and heard and like roar like, you know, like I was gonna say like a lion, but it's a bear. But you know, bears can have a loud growl too. So just don't be afraid to step up and be that light, to be that leader, because you have a story that was meant to be shared, or you have this gift, this fire, this passion that was meant to be shared with others. So I just really feel like at this time, it's a good time to focus on kind of looking at like who is in your space, and who do you really want to be there if somebody is going to be there. But also focus more on yourself first and foremost. That's the most important thing. What lights you up? What makes you happy? What brings you pleasure in every sense of the word, in all aspects of your life? And lastly, I just want to bring up again, you got definitely a maternal energy of a loved one or ancestor or spirit guide coming up, not once, not twice, but 4 times, to say that they're here, they love you, they support you no matter what. So I just really want to reiterate that and remind you that they're here and they love you so much. All right, so that was a little spicy, that was a little all over the place, very chaotic pile number 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you found messages that resonated with you, I would love to hear some feedback in the comments. If you want to see more readings from me in the future, please subscribe to my channel. Maybe even share with a friend if they need some messages about what to focus on as winter comes to an end. It is never expected, but it is always appreciated with so much gratitude and love. I have my Cash App and my Venmo linked down below if you would like to tip me for my services today. I would really appreciate it, but of course it is not necessary at all. I think that's it, pile number 2. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to read for you again soon. Bye. Pile number 3, last but certainly not least, something about you, pile number 3. You might be someone who like every pick a card video on a certain channel, you pick the same pile, or maybe I'm just crazy and that's me. Or you could pick the same pile no matter who the reader is, or you could pick different piles every time, but there's just something about pile number 3 for me. That's usually the pile that I pick for most readers, although I do have a couple readers that I pick pile number 2 most of the time. I don't know. I just think there's something special about pile number 3. So don't tell anybody else pile number 3, but you guys are special. Oh, everybody is special, but you guys are especially special. So I have for you today what you should focus on as winter comes to an end. I told pile number 1 and pile number 2, and I will tell you, pile number 3, that I just got a new kitten about a week ago, and this is my first time doing a reading while she has been in the house. So if you hear any funny noises or if she comes to say hello, don't mind her. I will try to just keep her in my lap and not all over your reading. But she just wants to come, help channel, help assess the vibe and whatnot. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm actually going to start with the Green Witch Oracle rather than the tarot. Got the little moon, cozy moon Santa over there. So I love the Green Witch Oracle, especially for this reading of like what to focus on, because it kind of just gives like a single word, a single concept, an energy, a vibe to really focus on as winter comes to an end, as spring begins. All right. You got number 2, communication, P. So I'll go ahead and read a little bit of the book for that, just because I love this book. I love what it has to say. Gardening is about communication, relationships, routines, and life enrichment. Gardens are places that connect us to the seasons and the life cycle. So I feel like I haven't said this for the other 2 piles. It just didn't really come up, but for you, I'm feeling like something that you should focus on as winter comes to an end is actually a garden. I feel like, you know, it's saying that gardening is about communication, relationships, routines, and life enrichment. Gardens are places that connect us to the seasons and the life cycle. I know I just read that, but I had to read it again because I just feel like something that you are being called to focus on right now is the cycles of life, is the life cycle, the seasons. And as winter comes to an end, this is the time where people, you know, have started planting seeds for their garden, for their herbs, for their veggies, for fruits. This is the time where, you know, seeds are being planted, and pretty soon, you know, certain things can go into the ground, into the garden beds. This is a time to, at the very least, start planning out, you know, what's going on in your garden. And if you're not in a space where you can have, you know, the most beautiful, biggest, largest, wonderful garden that you know, would love to have in your dreams, because not all of us are in a place like that, maybe just start a window herb garden. Maybe get a little grow light and, you know, grow herbs on your counter, or grow some tomatoes with the grow light, or like there's just definitely something that you could do even from in your house or in a very small outside space. I just really feel like that is important right now for you, is to communicate with living beings in the form of plants. Plants, you know, especially the edible ones, they provide us with so much nutrients, and not just nutrients like when we consume them by eating them, but they provide us with so much nutrients for the soul. And I really just feel like gardening is really important right now for you. It's also, we have the little Pisces symbol here, and it is today, as I'm filming this, the beginning of Pisces season. And if you're watching this as it comes out, we're just like a few days into Pisces season. So definitely like this energy of like dreamy, whimsical. We've got this like quill here, and I feel like for some of you, I haven't even read the description of this card yet. I'm just like going off on a tangent. I just saw 555 on the clock of the camera, like the recording time. So big change for you coming up, and we will probably get into that. I haven't said this for any, there's a lot that I'm saying, pile number 3. See, this is why I was saying you guys are so special, because I'm saying a lot of different things that I didn't like mention with the other piles, but in magical correspondences of P, the P plant, I should say, deities are Mercury, Venus, and Aphrodite. So that might be something that you are interested in looking into at this time. So let me get into what the oracle meanings say in the book. P's tell us that now is the time to move ahead with projects, plans, and ideas. There are new ways of thinking and approaching challenges and even life if you are willing to listen to what could be an alternate communication method with concepts you may have dismissed in the past. Sharing ideas, considering partnerships, gathering information, and stepping up enthusiasm are all indicated. Be wary of haphazard actions and failing to follow through. So again, definitely big message for somebody like you are totally meant to start a garden in some way, even if that's, like I said, just growing window herbs, growing counter herbs, something like that. Like you have like this big idea, this big plan of what you want to do, and for some of you that's just not real, like it doesn't feel realistic. But with this talk of like partnerships and gathering information, maybe you could find somebody who wants to like go in on a plot with you, like a little garden area, or maybe you have a friend or a family member who has the backyard space or has like more experience than you do. I feel like it's just really a time of like communicating this dream that you're having, these ideas and this plan that you have. It's really a time to share that with others to kind of see where people could help you out or where you could help people. Maybe you have some sort of expertise about something that somebody else doesn't have, but they have the land, or they have the seeds. You know, I just really feel like partnering with others, gathering information, and it says stepping up enthusiasm. Like, don't get down on yourself if you are not like, you know, completely self-sufficient with chickens and all the things. Like, it's okay to just be starting out a garden for the first time. It's okay to just be doing herbs this year. It's okay to have a small garden, and it's also okay to have a huge, big, giant garden. You know, if you already have a lot of experience, if you already have, you know, a huge, big garden, or you have plans for one, this is just a very nice sign that like you are moving in the right direction. And maybe you could look into helping out other people who don't have as much experience, or maybe you could look into lending, you know, some space to somebody who doesn't have it, or maybe lending seeds or lending knowledge even to people who don't have as much as you get. Be wary of haphazard actions and failing to follow through. I feel like, so if you're not into gardening, if or, you know, moving away from the gardening aspect, I feel like you have a very big project, a very big idea, maybe a business plan, a new small business that you're starting, or maybe you're writing a book with the quill and the ink, and, you know, communication can also be about writing. I just feel like there is something really big in the works for you, and as winter comes to an end, you're really being called to write it down, make an actual plan, and get ready to follow through. Don't just sit here, you know, in your house, in your bed. Don't just sit around and think about what you want to do. Get ready to do it. And that's where I was saying, like, communicating with other people what you're wanting to do and your ideas is really important, because it puts that energy out there. It puts it all out there. And then you can see, like, you might tell, some random person about your huge big idea, and they're like, oh my gosh, I was looking for somebody to do just exactly that. You never know what could come up by just simply, like, communicating to other people, like, what you want, what you need, what your ideas are. But a huge message is, like, whether it is about a garden, whether it's, about other homesteading projects, if it's about a book, if it's about starting a YouTube channel, if it's about, going after whatever dream, whatever idea, whatever plan that you've just been thinking about, you've been really in your head, just thinking and daydreaming, which is beautiful. Like, I love a Pisces for that, because they're big time daydreamers, big time dreamers in general. They love to be, like, in their fantasy world, in their wildest dreams. But it's time to actually follow through. It's time to get ready to execute said plans, said dreams, said desires. So as winter is coming to an end, get your ish together. Get a plan in place. Communicate to people. Communicate to suppliers. Communicate to people you want to collaborate on something with. Communicate to your business partner, or communicate to, a publisher possibly, or just a friend about what your ideas are. But it's really time to actually make a plan and get ready to stick to the plan. Don't just make the plan and then, write it on a piece of paper and put it in a drawer somewhere. Write that shiz down and tape it up to your wall where you're gonna see it, and every single day be like, what am I doing today that is going to get me one step closer to this goal? All right? Whew, that was a lot just from this one teeny P card. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the Mystic Fairy Tarot cards to get some further messages on what you need to focus on at this time. Oh my goodness. I love the Queen of Swords with communication. The Swords cards are all about, like, communication. I love that. Let's see what else we've got before I get into the Queen of Swords. Okay, we've got the Devil. Okay. Oh my gosh, so many cards just fell out, and I was trying to figure out if I was going to put them back or take them, but I decided I'm taking them. Taking them all. So we have a lot here. Let's see where I want to put these. We have 6 of Pentacles. We've got the Knave of Swords. Lots of sword energy. So if you were feeling drawn to pile number 2 as well, you might want to check that out, because there were lots of swords energy up in there too. Got the King of Cups and Strength. I love all of these cards for you. Whew. Okay, so there's a lot here. And I feel like with the Knave of Swords, it's like, with this card especially, I've never really seen any card quite like this Knave of Swords, but I'm hearing, just take the leap of faith, just jump in, just cannonball into this, idea, cannonball into this new project, this new study. I really feel like for a lot of you, it could be something like writing a book or starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast even. Like, it's something really, really big, very creative, something that you're really, like, using your voice, sharing like your words. And I feel like you just maybe have been a little bit, like, scared, or you've, like I said, you've been just very much, like, thinking. Like, you think about, oh, I should do a podcast about, this topic, or I would love to write a book about this. And with the Queen of Swords, with the communication card in general, but especially like here with the Queen of Swords and with the Strength card, it's like, now is the time. Like, come on, it's time. It's time to share your voice. It's time to step up and be a leader. It's time to share what you've been wanting to share. Even if it's like a fantasy romance novel, like that is still, it's still your voice. It's still what needs to be heard by somebody out there. Like, you have something special, you have something unique that you are wanting to communicate with the collective, and it's something that the collective needs. And it's not going to be easy. Like, whatever the creative project is, whatever it is that you are wanting to like put out there and share with others and share with the world, it's not going to be easy to, you know, jump right in and to begin to, you know, execute the plans. It might be really hard to, you know, find a publisher or find all the equipment that you need. It might be difficult financially. It might be hard to find the time for this while balancing another job. But I feel like that's where the devil comes in, is like the devil on your shoulder. And I think pile number 1 or 2 got the devil card as well. But I just feel like it's like today it's really reminding me of like the devil on your shoulder. Like, somebody, or even yourself, you just have a lot of like doubts about sharing your voice, and you're worried about like, what are other people gonna think, what are other people gonna say, and you're just caught in this like toxic cycle of self-doubt and self-sabotage, and never starting the book, never starting the podcast, never recording your first YouTube video, or never beginning that first conversation with a friend or a business partner about whatever it is that you're wanting to begin. And it's just very not good. Like, I was trying to think of a better way of saying that, but it's just not, it's not cool, man. Like, or woman, or non-binary individual, it's not cool. Like, you're discounting yourself, you're not giving yourself enough credit. And I just feel like at this time, it's just so important that you are like, I'm looking now at the 6 of Pentacles, and you know, they're working on gathering the harvest. They're working on creating a very beautiful, amazing situation for themselves. Like, they're gathering all the things, they're gathering the pentacles, they're gathering the berries, they're gonna put it together, and it's going to be like a very beautiful thing, a very big feast for everybody involved. It's going to be a lovely, amazing time. But they got started. They're doing it. They're actively executing the plan. Like, you know, they're harvesting now their garden, and it's not easy. Like, you know, you start your garden, and it's a process the whole way through. It's a process. When you're planting, when you're tending to the garden, when you're harvesting, it's work. It's all work, but you have to remain strong. You have to hold your vision strong, and remember to constantly be in communication with yourself, with your partners in business or in a creative project, with your support system, and with the universe. Like, that's a big message for somebody, is make sure that you are constantly in communication with the universe, with your guides, with your ancestors, about what it is that you want. What are you trying to accomplish? What do you need support on? How can they help you? Like, they're here. They want to help you. I have winter, like, lovely music vibes going on, and it has like beautiful wintry vibes of pictures, you know, montage of wintry things, and a deer was just staring me in the eyes when I looked up at it. So I don't know, I just felt like sharing that. I feel like now I'm looking at this with this King of Cups, I'm looking over here, and I feel like he's staring at me, and It's just like this very calm energy. It's this very much like, like, I got this. I'm good. Like, it's not letting yourself get rocked by the crazy waters, by the chaotic energy around you. Like, it's really time, as winter is coming to an end, to, like I said, gather the plans, gather the strength, gather the calm before the storm. Because this is going to be very crazy. This is going to be a crazy time for you as like the energy picks up. Things are going to start popping off for you. Like, you're going to dive in and you're going to be so strong and so like in your power, in your element of like sharing your voice. And it is going to be a bit chaotic. Like, it's not going to be easy. But that's already before you've even begun sharing your voice and starting this project. The devil on your shoulder is already telling you, like, it's going to be so hard, and how are you going to do this? And all of the things, all of the doubt and all of the negativity is coming in. But with the King of Cups, it's asking you to just, like, take a minute to just, like, calm down. Like, you're not even there yet. But when you are there, there is going to be just so much strength, so much just, like, regal calmness from you. And I feel like that is, again, where communication is important with your support system, is letting people know, like, what do you need help with? What do you need support with? How can other people help you at this time? Like, maybe somebody has some of the equipment that you need. Maybe somebody could help you with learning how to edit something. Maybe somebody will read something that you're writing. Maybe you want to invite somebody to be on a podcast with you. Definitely this like vibe of leaning on others and communicating your needs with others at this time. Because I feel like it is about to get chaotic up in here, but like in a good way, because you're beginning a project or a job or a lifestyle that you've always wanted. And so it is like it's like organized chaos. I feel like maybe you might be used to like just chaos, but I'm feeling a vibe of like organized chaos here. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna pull some charms now for you, pile number 3. Don't mind my parents' dog in the backyard. She's barking at me because she sees me through the window. Okay, right away, I'm seeing this music note, and for some of you, the like voice that you're sharing is a singing voice or music. Maybe you write songs. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you like to dance, but you're sharing your like voice, or you're expressing yourself through something that involves music heavily for some of you. That is definitely a big one. You got lots of these little cards, and I'm going to take them over here to see what we've got. Oh my gosh, there's so many. 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. I love the 9 of Cups for you. That's like wishes come true. Oh, and you also got the 10 of Cups. So like deep fulfillment, wishes coming true. Lots of people in your life like proud of you, happy for you. Oh my gosh, you also got 10 of Pentacles. So like if this is some sort of like career endeavor, some sort of like job or creative project, or like something that you are wanting to have monetized in some way. This is definitely a good sign for that. Yeah, that's amazing. But you've also got the Five of Swords, which I believe came out in another pile. And I think that goes, like I was kind of saying in the other pile with the Devil, as well as like that negative self-sabotage, or like something that other people have said about you. Like maybe somebody said that you are not a good singer. Maybe somebody told you that the song that you wrote sucks. Maybe somebody said that you'll never be an author, or you couldn't make it as a poet. Like you won't make enough money being a dancer. Like there's somebody just put a lot of doubt in your mind about whatever this like form of expression is for you. And I feel like with the 10 of Pentacles, with the 10 of Cups, with the nine of Cups, like you will absolutely be able to make a living out of doing what you're passionate about, out of this creative project. You can be a dancer, you can be a singer, you can be a songwriter, you can write a book, you can start a podcast, whatever it is for you, you will absolutely be successful beyond your wildest dreams. And not only will you be like financially successful, but you will feel so much deep fulfillment, so much joy. It won't even feel like work for you once you get to that place. Right now, you will have to have that King of Cups energy. You will have to have strength. You will have to lean into your Queen of Swords era, because you will need to work hard right now. You will always need to work hard, but right now is the hardest part. But if you just remember all of this, you just keep all of this in mind, you will be okay. You will be rewarded in all types of ways for this endeavor. And it's really beautiful that this is like, end of winter, you're really setting the stage for the springtime, for the summertime, for when like this is all really going to like bubble up and come to the surface and work out in your favor. You also got the King of Wands, which I think is really beautiful because there is so much passion and so much creativity at this time. I feel like maybe not so much right now, but right now would be the good time for more of that like planning stages. And then as springtime approaches, it's a great time for tapping into that creative energy, tapping into the passion and, the maybe even the more like masculine side of business, as well as we're exiting and approaching spring. And then you also got the Three of Pentacles, which to me, like, I think of, working with other people. So again, kind of similar to that, like, Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, I think of too, like, how can you work with others on this project? Or how can you bring others in? Or how can you allow yourself to be supported by others? And then you also, last but not least for these cards, I still have other charms to get through as well, but you got the little Joker card, which that just makes me think of the Fool card. And so I feel like you really need to approach this with kind of just like very open mind, a very open heart. Like, I feel like just don't get too, like, definitely make the plans, be prepared to execute the plans, but don't be surprised and don't be disappointed if everything doesn't go according to plan. But you have to like step into this energy of like, this is what I want, this is like how I'm gonna get it, and then you might get it in a different way, but just like either way you're gonna get it. So just be open to lots of different ways that what you are desiring could come into your life. Ooh, you have an engagement ring, which is really interesting because I don't feel like this pile was super like romantic vibes. but you have an engagement ring. So this could just be like a random message for someone. As winter is coming to an end, you could be getting engaged. But also I feel like with like the music, I just am thinking maybe you're like writing love songs, maybe you're writing a story or a book or a poem about love, about somebody getting married, something like that. You have lots of sword energy over here, and you got the Aquarius charm, and it says friendly. So I feel like that's lovely with some of the messages we've got of like working with others or like letting people support you. Oh my goodness. You got the deer charm, and that's funny because I was just saying a little bit ago how I looked up and the deer was just like staring me right in the eyes. So I'm gonna look up, oh my gosh, and right when I say that and right when I go on my computer, another deer just popped up on the screen. So I'm gonna look up deer symbolism because I feel like there is definitely a message from the deer. Okay, stands for childlike innocence, charm, love, sensitiveness, generosity, and intuition. And I feel like that is just really beautiful with everything that we've talked about. I feel like, with the sensitiveness and like generosity and intuition, that's definitely King of Cups vibes. I feel like you're just really being called to tap into that energy as you're creating and as you're expressing. And I feel like the deer just have this very like gentleness to them. And I feel like your voice or what it is that you are like going to be expressing, whether that's, through writing or dancing or singing, like whatever it is, I just feel a very like gentleness from you. And if you see more deer, I would suggest looking more into deer symbolism because that was just like a quick Google search answer for you. But if you see more deer or if deer really mean something to you or have been coming up lately, I would definitely look more into that. Oh my goodness. You got Sagittarius and it says optimistic. So I definitely feel like optimism is a good thing to focus on and call into at this time. But Sagittarius to me just really screams lucky. Like, Sagittarius are just so lucky. Like, I don't know about you, but any Sagittarius I know, I feel like they are just so lucky. Like, they just have, like, literally money falls into their lap. Like, my sister is a Sagittarius, and she'll just, like, randomly find $100 in a bag that was in the back of her closet when she decides to clean it out. Or, like, I don't know. She's just lucky. And I know a lot of other Sagittarius who are just, like, so randomly lucky, and I feel like that is just the vibe that I'm picking up, is like you are going to be so successful, you're going to have so much luck on this endeavor, and I'm very excited for you to see what comes of this. I got the hot air balloon, which makes me think of like new perspectives, new heights, and I'm looking over at this Knave of Swords, and I feel like it's kind of like, I know it's a hot air balloon and it's probably everybody's worst nightmare to fall out of a hot air balloon, but I just feel like that goes along nicely with like, it's kind of like skydiving. Like you're being called right now to just jump out of the plane, to just dive, and be in trust that you will be caught. Trust that you are meant to jump. You're meant to take this leap. You're meant to be on this path. You're meant to share what you're wanting to share. And I keep talking about writing a book or like writing, and I definitely feel like, I don't know why the glasses are just like telling me more about writing. Like some of you are writers, and it's something that you have always dreamed about doing, is like writing a book or writing music, writing poetry. There is something that you have always wanted to share through written word or even spoken word. And then last but not least, for charms, I have this witch on a broom charm. If I can pick it up. And this just always reminds me of, like, again, like, more energy of just, like, flying, of just getting on the broomstick and flying, and, like, getting a whole new perspective. And, like, this is something just totally random that is popping up for you, is maybe you need to take a trip. Maybe you need to go somewhere to kind of have a break, kind of have a reset, find a different perspective, and find that muse, find that, you know, place or feeling or inspiration of some kind for, you know, whatever you're going to write about, sing about, dance about, have a podcast about, start a YouTube channel about. But I see you soaring come springtime. I see you making these plans and really writing them down, beginning to share with people, beginning to look into partnerships and collaborations and, you know, who can help me with this? Who knows about that? Oh, I'll trade you this for that. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot that is really blooming and blossoming for you with all of your dedication to planning and getting ready for this beautiful adventure. It's going to be so amazing. I just, like, with the engagement ring, you know, if you're not getting engaged, I just feel like, to me, it's like you're taking the next step forward. You're really, like, you're up-leveling, you're upgrading, you're taking that next step. You're not just thinking about things anymore. You are actively, like, on your way to your dreams, on your way to your dream job, on your way to completing the project of a lifetime, on your way to selling your first song, on your way to performing on Broadway, on your way to getting a book published. Like, you are on your way. And I'm thinking of the song Go the Distance from the movie Hercules. That's my favorite Disney movie, and I love that song. It is amazing. Go listen to that song because it is so inspiring, and I feel like it's the perfect song for your journey. You can go the distance. You have what it takes. You are going to find the perfect place to express yourself and share what you've always been meant to share and express and put out in the world. So thank you so much, pile number 3, for letting me read for you today. If you like this video, give it a like. If you found these messages resonated with you, please leave me a comment letting me know. Even if they didn't let me know, I love hearing feedback on my readings. If you want to see more readings from me in the future or other videos I think I possibly have coming up, please subscribe. Please share with a friend who might need some uplifting or encouraging messages at this time. Thank you so much again, and I hope to see you soon. Also, never expected, always appreciated, with so much love, so much gratitude. I have my Venmo and my Cash App linked below if you would like to leave me a tip for my services. Again, it is totally fine if you don't want to. It just helps a little if you do want to, if you're in a place that you can. So thank you so much again, pile number 3, and I hope to read for you again soon. Goodbye.